retain,
retain,
維持する、または持ち続けること。
she retained her composure under pressure.
she retained her composure under pressure.
The lawyer was retained for the case.
the lawyer was retained for the case.
Retain the receipt for your records.
retain the receipt for your records.
Retain,
retain,
accomplish,
accomplish,
目標や任務を完了すること。
he accomplished his goal of running a marathon.
he accomplished his goal of running a marathon.
The team accomplished the project on time.
the team accomplished the project on time.
She has accomplished much in her career.
she has accomplished much in her career.
Accomplish,
accomplish,
conclude,
conclude,
終わらせる、または結論を出すこと。
The meeting was concluded at 5 p.m.
the meeting was concluded at 5 p.m.
He concluded the speech with thanks.
he concluded the speech with thanks.
Scientists concluded that the treatment was effective.
scientists concluded that the treatment was effective.
Conclude,
conclude,
session,
session,
一定期間の活動や会議。
The training session lasted 2 hours.
the training session lasted 2 hours.
Parliament is in session.
Parliament is in session.
They attended a session on marketing.
they attended a session on marketing.
Session,
session,
damp,
damp,
少し湿っている状態。
The walls were damp and cold.
the walls were damp and cold.
She wiped the table with the damp cloth.
she wiped the table with a damp cloth.
The basement has a damp smell.
the basement has a damp smell.
Damp,
damp,
spoil,
spoil,
損なう、または台無しにすること。
rain spoiled the picnic.
rain spoiled the picnic.
Don't let the surprise be spoiled.
don't let the surprise be spoiled.
Spoiled food should be thrown away.
spoiled food should be thrown away.
Spoil,
spoil,
prejudice,
prejudice,
先入観や偏見を持つこと。
He has no prejudice against any group.
he has no prejudice against any group.
Prejudice can lead to discrimination.
prejudice can lead to discrimination.
She fought to overcome her prejudices.
she fought to overcome her prejudices.
Prejudice,
prejudice,
Organ.
Organ.
生物の体内で特定の機能を果たす部位。
The heart is a vital organ.
The heart is a vital organ.
He donated his organs.
He donated his organs.
The organ was removed surgically.
The organ was removed surgically.
Organ.
Organ.
Relate.
Relate.
関連するまたは関係を持つこと。
I can relate to your situation.
I can relate to your situation.
The book relates the history of the war.
The book relates the history of the war.
How does this relate to our project?
How does this relate to our project?
Relate.
Relate.
Flock.
Flock.
鳥や羊などの群れ、または集まること。
A flock of birds flew overhead.
A flock of birds flew overhead.
Tourists flock to the beach each summer.
Tourists flock to the beach each summer.
Shepherds watch over their flocks.
Shepherds watch over their flocks.
Flock.
Flock.
Caution.
Caution.
注意を促すこと、または警告すること。
Exercise caution when walking alone at night.
Exercise caution when walking alone at night.
The teacher cautioned the students.
The teacher cautioned the students.
Caution is advised on slippery roads.
Caution is advised on slippery roads.
Caution.
Caution.
Warrior.
Warrior.
戦闘や戦争に従事する人。
The ancient warrior fought bravely.
The ancient warrior fought bravely.
She is a warrior for justice.
She is a warrior for justice.
Warriors defended their land.
Warriors defended their land.
Warrior.
Warrior.
Concept.
Concept.
抽象的な考えや一般的な概念。
The concept of freedom is important.
The concept of freedom is important.
He introduced a new business concept.
He introduced a new business concept.
The concept was difficult to understand.
The concept was difficult to understand.
Concept.
Concept.
Extra.
Extra.
通常以上の、または余分なもの。
She worked extra hours.
She worked extra hours.
Do you have an extra pen?
Do you have an extra pen?
He paid extra for a better seat.
He paid extra for a better seat.
Extra.
Extra.
awkward,
awkward,
扱いにくい、または不快な感じ。
the silence was awkward,
the silence was awkward,
he felt awkward in the new job,
he felt awkward in the new job,
it's an awkward position to be in,
it's an awkward position to be in,
awkward,
awkward,
adopt,
adopt,
方法や態度を取り入れる、または養子にすること。
they decided to adopt a child,
they decided to adopt a child,
the company will adopt new policies,
the company will adopt new policies,
he adopted a friendly approach,
he adopted a friendly approach,
adopt,
adopt,
insist,
insist,
強く要求または主張すること。
she insisted on paying for the meal,
she insisted on paying for the meal,
he insisted that he was innocent,
he insisted that he was innocent,
I insist you take a break,
I insist you take a break,
insist,
insist,
leap,
leap,
急に飛ぶこと、または大きな進歩。
the cat can leap over the fence,
the cat can leap over the fence,
he made a leap in his career,
he made a leap in his career,
leap year occurs every 4 years,
leap year occurs every 4 years,
leap,
leap,
differ,
differ,
違いや相違があること。
opinions differ on this topic,
opinions differ on this topic,
the twins differ in personality,
the twins differ in personality,
the results may differ from expectations,
the results may differ from expectation,
differ,
differ,
disaster,
disaster,
重大な被害をもたらす突発的な出来事。
the earthquake was a natural disaster,
the earthquake was a natural disaster,
they provided aid after the disaster,
they provided aid after the disaster,
the project ended in disaster,
the project ended in disaster,
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 bet,
bet,
金や物をかける行為、またはそのかけ。
I bet $10 on the horse,
I bet $10 on the horse,
let's make a friendly bet,
let's make a friendly bet,
he lost the bet,
he lost the bet,
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 virus,
virus,
微生物の一種で感染を引き起こすことがある。
the flu is caused by a virus,
the flu is caused by a virus,
they are researching a new virus,
they are researching a new virus,
the computer was infected with a virus,
the computer was infected with a virus,
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 log,
log,
切り倒された木の幹、または記録をつけること。
they chopped the log for firewood,
they chopped the log for firewood,
log your daily activities,
log your daily activities,
the captain logged the ship's course,
the captain logged the ship's course,
log,
log,
engage,
engage,
何かに積極的に関わること。
she is engaged in volunteer work,
she is engaged in volunteer work,
the gears failed to engage,
the gears failed to engage,
they engaged in a lively discussion,
they engaged in a lively discussion,
engage,
engage,
attain,
attain,
目標やレベルに達すること。
he attained his goal of becoming a doctor,
he attained his goal of becoming a doctor,
she attained a high level of skill,
she attained a high level of skill,
the athlete attained a new record,
the athlete attained a new record,
attain,
attain,
compliment,
compliment,
誰かを褒めること、またはその褒め言葉。
he complimented her on her cooking,
he complimented her on her cooking,
she received many compliments at the party,
she received many compliments at the party,
a compliment can brighten someone's day,
a compliment can brighten someone's day,
compliment,
compliment,
document,
document,
書かれた記録、または記録をつけること。
he signed the official document,
he signed the official document,
the events were documented in a journal,
the events were documented in a journal,
document your research findings,
document your research findings,
document,
document,
punish,
punish,
罰を与えること。
the judge will punish the offender,
the judge will punish the offender,
she was punished for breaking the rules,
she was punished for breaking the rule,
the school has a policy to punish bullying,
the school has a policy to punish bullying,
punish,
punish,
decline,
decline,
断ること、または衰えること。
he declined the invitation,
he declined the invitation,
the company's profits are in decline,
the company's profits are in decline,
her health began to decline,
her health began to decline,
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 recommend,
recommend,
進めること、または推奨すること。
I recommend this book highly,
I recommend this book highly,
the doctor recommended rest,
the doctor recommended rest,
can you recommend a good restaurant,
can you recommend a good restaurant?
recommend,
Recommend,
fund,
fund,
資金、または資金を提供すること。
the project was funded by the government,
the project was funded by the government,
they set up a fund for disaster relief,
they set up a fund for disaster relief,
she donated to the education fund,
she donated to the education fund,
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 sheer,
sheer,
完全に、または透明であること。
the cliff was a sheer drop,
the cliff was a sheer drop,
she wore a dress with a sheer fabric,
she wore a dress with a sheer fabric,
it was sheer luck that we found it,
it was sheer luck that we found it,
sheer,
sheer,
applause,
applause,
手を叩いて表現する称賛。
the performance received loud applause,
the performance received loud applause,
he walked on stage to applause,
he walked on stage to applause,
applause broke out at the end of the speech,
applause broke out at the end of the speech,
applause,
applause,
tend,
tend,
ある傾向があること。
he tends to be late,
he tends to be late,
plants tend to grow towards the light,
plants tend to grow towards the light,
she tends to worry too much,
she tends to worry too much,
tend,
tend,
tremble,
tremble,
小さく震えること。
he trembled with fear,
he trembled with fear,
her voice trembled as she spoke,
her voice trembled as she spoke,
the ground trembled during the earthquake,
the ground trembled during the earthquake,
tremble,
tremble,
Scholar.
Scholar.
学問の専門家や研究者。
The scholar published a new study.
The scholar published a new study.
He is a scholar of ancient history.
He is a scholar of ancient history.
She received a scholarship for her research.
She received a scholarship for her research.
Scholar.
Scholar.
Entertain.
Entertain.
娯楽や楽しみを提供すること。
They entertained guests at their home.
They entertained guests at their home.
The movie was very entertaining.
The movie was very entertaining.
She entertains the idea of traveling the world.
She entertains the idea of traveling the world.
Entertain.
Entertain.
Hesitate.
Hesitate.
決断や行動を遅らせること。
She hesitated before answering.
She hesitated before answering.
Don't hesitate to ask for help.
Don't hesitate to ask for help.
He hesitated to take the risk.
He hesitated to take the risk.
Hesitate.
Hesitate.
Barely.
Barely.
やっとのことで、ほとんどない状態。
She barely passed the exam.
She barely passed the exam.
He could barely see in the dark.
He could barely see in the dark.
They barely made it on time.
They barely made it on time.
Barely.
Barely.
Facility.
Facility.
特定の目的のための場所や設備。
The sports facility is open to the public.
The sports facility is open to the public.
The facility was equipped with modern technology.
The facility was equipped with modern technology.
The company has a manufacturing facility.
The company has a manufacturing facility.
Facility.
Facility.